And I do believe we are live, but as always, I've forgotten to move the avatars into the correct position. There we go, sorted it. Okay, guys, we are live for some more E3 stroke Summer Game Fest goodness, but this time it is the Tribeca Games Spotlight. I'm super excited for this one, as it's dedicated to indie games, something a little bit different. It's not a developer, not a publisher. It's more of a kind of a board of creatives that have come together to curate a list of games which have a story and narrative focus, and yeah, we're going to get a few deeper dives into some of the games you see on the screen at the moment, which you know, we've got Kena already confirmed, Kena Bridge of Spirits. We've got 12 minutes in today's show. We've got Sable, Halibut. Some of those games are some of my most anticipated indie games. So I'm really excited for this because they're going to go a little bit deeper rather than just a standard trailer. And there's going to be there's a lot. Going to be unexpected stuff for me today because I've not seen one of these before. But I'm really up for seeing what's going to be shown off. And the games alone are fantastic. And yeah, it's more of a kind of like a creative approach, I think, this one. And before we get into any more of the good stuff, I've got an even better thing that I would like to introduce, and that is my partner in crime today, and that is VJ. He will be joining me for this kind of unexpected but kind of, you know, cool indie games showcase. So how are you doing, VJ, bro?
Yeah, I'm really good, Indy, and yeah, I was just going to say you've got a fantastic turnout in the chat, and you've highlighted some of the most exciting up-and-coming indie games, and I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, thanks for letting me gate crash today.
No.
Triple bolt with the door behind
guest of honor, yeah. Guest of honor. It's just the two of us today, guys. It's romantic. But we've got all of you guys in the chat too, and that is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much all for being here. But yeah, thank you so much for being part of it, VJ. It's going to be a fun one. Like I say, there's a lot of mystery as to what there is to be expected, but at the same time, there's a lot of clarity too. It's a lot of clarity and mystery at the same time, where we've got the clarity on which games we're going to be seeing, which is super cool. But I don't really know exactly how long the show will be. I think it'll be a shorter show format. I'm not sure if there's going to be more than the 8 games that they've specified, or whether they're just going to be keeping it to those games. I have a feeling it might just be those games. But either way, I think that is awesome. Yeah, so just in the chat, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you wouldn't mind letting us know as well about our audio levels. Is VJ a little bit quiet? I suspect he might be a little bit low on the old audio. Maybe I can crank him up on my end before we get going. Give him a little booster. Let me see here. Give us a little song, VJ, and we'll see how loud you are.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here, and I think Max has asked if I've changed my profile pic to a different cup. Not quite yet. I will do soon.
Love it. That is a true follower of the channel, isn't it? Someone who's got that kind of intricate knowledge of your exploits there. I love it.
Thanks for asking, Max.
Yeah, absolutely, Max. Great to see you again, Max. You're here all the time lately, and you're an absolute legend for doing that. Thank you so much for the support lately. You're fantastic, and everyone else as well. You're amazing. Thank you so much for coming by. Like I say, if we've hopefully we are coming through not loud and clear, both of us. Someone's just said he is kind of quiet. Have you got any control over your audio level there, VJ? On
I don't think so. It might be just, is that better?
Might be just proximity. Yeah, it would be better if you're a bit closer. Yeah, that is a bit better if it's comfortable for you still.
It's only my second time. It's only my second outing with this microphone.
So okay, cool, nice, excellent. I can give you a little boost as well, actually. But yeah, closer is good. It's better to do it properly rather than boosting, if you see what I mean. It's just otherwise you get sort of artifacts, bad stuff, and all that. But yeah, so. Yeah, are you excited for this, VJ? What are you expecting? Are you excited by any of these games that you've seen? Do you know much about the games on show? No worries, if not. But what do you?
I know a little. I'm just taken aback by some of the super chats you're already getting. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the show hasn't started yet.
Is that diversion of the question?
No, not at all. It's these shows that, and thank you for inviting me on. You know, they're nothing without the audience, you know. And I think they just, I don't know, it's more like a community watch along, right? I just like to acknowledge the chat. I think that on some channels they don't get the acknowledgement that they deserve. They're taking their
Don't
time
you worry,
out,
my
know.
friend. I'm not going to be ignoring anyone on this channel. Absolutely not. I was just kind of keen to bring you in and find out your audio levels. I don't know why my channel is not working on YouTube very well for me for some reason, but that's all good. Okay, let's get into those super chats. And I've been ordered by VJ. I would not have missed you guys, I can promise you that. VJ seems to think I would. You know I don't leave you guys out. And I want to say a massive thank you to Meisuko for the legendary €5, excuse me, super chat there. That is absolutely amazing of you, my friend, and it means the world. Thank you so much. He has said tea and biscuits for VJ and Indy. Absolutely, except I'm on coffee and VJ won't be happy about that.
Beer and sausage rolls.
Beer and sausage rolls. Loving that, loving it. Yeah, so the countdown is on, guys. We've also got one other super chat before we get into a bit more, and it's Andy Waring again, back in the house. It is awesome to see you, my friend, with the big thumbs up and the £2.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Andy. Your support is awesome, and same to you, Meisuko. You're an absolute legend, both of you guys, and it's awesome to see you in. I really don't know why my stream is lagging. I'm hoping it's just me on that side of things. If anyone sees the stream buffering or anything, just let me know, guys. I have absolutely zero idea why that is happening right now, because it doesn't usually do that for me. But a sneaky entry, a sneaky backdoor entry has arrived from the main man, Luke, still in the house. How are you doing, brother?
Very well, yeah. I got the call.
It was hopefully you didn't feel forced. There was just a lay it out there, and if you wanted to join it, it's all good, brother.
No, definitely. No, this will be a good show, hopefully. So yeah.
Wow, what a legend, Nate. Oh, he's such a good guy. I hope he's not getting exhausted by me on this channel. We've done a lot. Oh, you're up, bro. I thought you might dig
VJ as well.
And VJ, good, yeah, exactly. What a little treat.
Say a romantic. I was going to say, a romantic twosome's turned you into an erotic threesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, Luke, how you doing, bro? Thanks very much for coming by. Have you had a look at our stream on the YouTube? Is it working? Have you noticed if there's any buffering on our output?
Seems fine. To me.
That is so weird.
No issues.
That is weird. But yeah, how are you doing? I mean, this is going to be quite interesting because they've actually declared the games they're showing. I know you're a sort of a fan of a few of these games. So anything you're looking forward to seeing today, brother?
Yeah, like pretty much all. I mean, all of the ones that they've announced. Look, excited for all of those. So I think out of everything, probably I'm looking forward to the most in probably Kena, the extended showcase on that.
Yes,
because I can't really get enough of that. And also, we've not, even though we've seen gameplay footage, we've not seen kind of extended someone playing the game. So
that's true.
I think that would be nice to see. And yeah, I mean everything that's 12 minutes as well. Although I don't want to see kind of too much of that because it's so narrative heavy that would almost ruin it. But there's ways and means you can show that, I think. So so definitely Kena.
Definitely. Do you know much about this? I mean, I don't know a ton about it. I've looked into what they've shown. They've said it's going to be slightly deeper dives on these games. I'm thinking, do you think it will be just these 8 games that we're going to be seeing? Or do you think there'll be more or do you think it, like I say, will be just more deeper dives and quite a short showcase probably, but we go into more detail with the 8 games, would you say?
I think it looks like it's more of just here's the games we're going to show.
Yeah.
We're going to have a deep dive of them, but don't expect any surprise announcements. Now, this is not to say that they won't be. But
yeah.
I think if there's a bit of a different vibe, I think, for this show than the others, and I think it's more of a celebration of the games that they're going to show rather than tune in for a big surprise sort of thing. So. Which, I'm perfectly. We're in E3 week. There's going to be plenty of surprises. So, just seeing a deeper dive into games we're interested in, I think it's really, really cool. So I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, it's a totally different approach to things, isn't it? It's kind of like usually it's all about the surprise and that. I suppose Guerrilla Collective does it as well a little bit like that, where they show kind of the list before, which is interesting. But yeah, it's kind of cool to know the games and then you know what you're gonna get. It's, there's positives and negatives for both. I think for this particular thing, it's going to be really cool because they've curated this list of games, this panel of creatives, and there's some big actors in there as well, like Elijah Wood and stuff. There's our man Jeff Keighley's in this list. Hideo Kojima's in this list. They've curated this list, I think if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure we'll find out about it in a minute a bit more, but yeah. So VJ, have you got any expectations? You're looking forward to this? Is kind of the I feel like it's kind of a sort of a focus on artistic games as well. That's maybe up your street. You like a bit of story and sort of artistic games, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, talking of artistic, and I don't want to go into too much. I mean, I'm still kind of got Planet Lana at the front of my imagination at the moment. But looking at the list, that they've very carefully curated, and I think both of you are correct that it's been carefully curated and on purpose. And there's a few games in there that I'm not aware of, but obviously Kenna. Bridge of Spirits, as Luke's mentioned, Sable, which we know of, 12 minutes. And for 12 minutes, perhaps the less I know about this game, except the release date, given the makeup and the sort of the essence of the project and the experience that Lewis is trying to offer us, is kind of, or plans to offer us. I'd like to know less about it. And some of the others I'm not as familiar with, and hopefully they'll be really surprising, really interesting, and something I'll personally want to look forward to. But if they're not for me, I think there's plenty on the list to go at.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool, actually. I think it's going to be an interesting one. I wonder what sort of stuff there'll be in between. I think there is bringing some of the guests on to speak about games and stuff. There's the Tribeca. Tribeca is not just a games focus. It's a excuse me, it's kind of a festival thing. They do like I think it's primarily it was started out for films, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Apologies for my lack of detailed knowledge on this. I do believe Tribeca is a part of New York as well. If Italian Clowns will probably be able to correct me or confirm that, because I do believe he has some association with Tribeca as well within his family, which is super awesome. If you are in the house, Clowns, I know you were mentioning it earlier. Shout out to you, my friend. Excuse my voice today, guys. It's definitely getting running out of voice already, which is not a good sign. But but yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do. Hopefully, it'll be good to see some actual gameplay. You know, maybe some playthroughs. But yeah, just before we get into, we've got about 2.5 minutes to go, which is exciting. I'm going to try and do my best to shout out a few of you guys because you're awesome for being here. Shizno Elite, thank you so much for coming by. Back from the dead, back in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Shuhan the Shezthra is back in the house. Thank you so much for being here. And he is asking, have we seen the Cuphead show intro, I wonder? That has just been dropped, I do believe. Blizzmo81 is back in the house. Max is back in, and I wouldn't dare do that surname again, as I keep saying, but thank you so much for being here and all your awesome support lately again. Yar is back in the house. Thank you so much for being here. And who else do we have? La Hellboy is back in. 2D OS Games is back in. Thank you so much for being here again, my friend. Screw Time is in the house. Thank you for being here. Smokeback Official, Xbox Jesus, Boogeyman, Andy Waring, Graphic God, and like I said, Italian Clowns was in the house as 4GQTV. Thank you all for being here, guys. Anyone I've missed? Meisuko, I do believe. Did I say him? He deserves another say anyway. But anyway, guys, yeah, we got about 1.5 minutes to go. It's going to be interesting. Maybe I should bring the audio up and see what's going on there. Yeah, just let us know, guys, for the audio if we need to tweak any, if VJ needs to speak louder, or not louder, but maybe closer to his mic, if ever that happens. But yeah, hopefully we should be all balanced then. But it's about you getting a good experience out of this too. I want you to be able to enjoy the show. But yeah, any final thoughts, guys, before we go into this?
I just wanted to say thanks for having me as a part of the show today, Indeed. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, that's very kind, buddy. It's awesome to have you, honestly, because I actually thought of you when I saw this, because this was actually recently announced. It wasn't that far ahead of time. It's part of the Summer Game Fest, and I thought that kind of thing is right up VJ's street. So the kind of like curation and the sort of treating games as art form. I feel like that's what they do with this. That's what I'm getting the feelings of, which I think is really cool. And Luke, any final thoughts, my friend?
Looking forward to it. Give me some games.
Give me some games, baby.
Luke, just don't try to sell me your second-hand Capri.
No, not today.
Love it. And feel free to share this bad boy out, guys, on Twitter or social media, wherever you frequent. Get some of your buddies in here. That would be massively appreciated. Hit that like button. Support those indie games. That's what we're trying to do, to give that spotlight. And thank you so much again for being here. We're counting down to the start of the Tribeca Games Spotlight. Let's do this. Reggie in the house.
And experience stories.
They invite you to enter worlds of action, fantasy, terror, and wonder.
Not just a member of the audience, but an active participant.
They are stories that are shaped not only by the visions of their creators,
but by the choices you make as they unfold.
They are changed by you,
Just as you were changed by them.
This year, for the first time, Tribeca has selected 8 games.
We hope they offer you a brief glimpse into the ingenuity and artistic scope.
That's the Hades artist.
and why they belong at the forefront of our conversations about storytelling, both now and in the future.
We can't wait for you to play them.
I believe it is, anyway. I think she's the artist on Hades.
Horror stories are often about seeing our deepest fears and anxieties made real in the form of
pretty cool
ghosts, ghouls, and demons. But in the survival horror game Signalis, the true horror lies not in the shambling monsters you find lurking in a subterranean bunker or an alien planet, but in what lies beyond the limits of human comprehension. Revelations so dreadfully that can shatter the mind. This is the cosmic horror of Signalis. Coolio.
I'm liking this already. This format.
Yeah, there's seen this before. It's really cool. It's a really cool game.
Oh, nice.
Right,
this is one
right on my street because it's survival horror. So
awesome. Because this is one I hadn't actually seen. So I think. So yeah, this could be a mix of new and old for me. Not old, but upcoming. And yeah, this looks interesting. What's the name of this game, Luke?
Signalis.
Signalis.
Yep.
Cool. There you go, Max. This does look cool. That's like Resident Evil. Old school, a bit.
Ominous and creepy.
Yeah. I think you're a little low, VJ. Potentially. If you can get your old lips around that mic, then don't get excited though.
Pull out the sausage roll in it.
Yeah, that's better, buddy. That sounded much better.
I do like the anime manga Japanese style art.
Yeah, I was thinking this has got to be a Japanese developer, hasn't it? Surely, or
I'm not sure, but
got that vibe, hasn't it? And obviously that.
Actually, Misuko's pretty well versed in Asian aesthetics. So
nice. We should maybe.
I mean, the devs are German, actually.
Oh, are they? Maybe they just got influenced by. Yeah.
Yeah, I think heavily influenced by the Japanese survival horror.
Or Jersey.
Or Jersey survival. It's just not being able to go to a beach for a day. That's survival horror.
I think we'll go full screen, guys. You probably want us to go full screen, I imagine. Is that right, guys?
Kena Bridge of Spirits is a rich, compelling tale of fantasy and adventure with themes of trauma and loss of forgiveness. And yes, it's full of fast-paced action and breathless battles with supernatural foes, but the first thing that hits you when you see it is the beauty of a debut game from a small but passionate team at Ember Labs, and how the stunning animation of its lush, magical world pulls you into a journey of a spirit guide trying to save a village haunted by restless souls. Why not let you see it for yourself? Here's our next official selection, Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Hey. It's exciting. He said next official selection. What does that mean? Maybe there's more.
Ground yourself. Feel the energy of the mountain. Draw on its power.
Put 1 in the chat if you want us to go full screen. 2 if you're alright, as we are.
Ember Lab is a really small studio. We have a background in film and animation. We got our start doing visual effects for films. And then from there we grew into doing a lot of animated work for commercials. In between commercial projects, we would always siphon off some time to learn new things and be a little creative.
Done.
And over time,
I'm
we
convinced.
decided that we have a real passion for games, and we wanted to throw our hat into the ring with our first project, Kena.
I'm liking this presentation.
Something tells me you did not come to our village looking for forest creatures.
Hello, Spirit. I seek passage to the sacred mountain shrine.
We've been playing games our whole lives together as brothers, and the action adventure games are sort of what we play together and we also enjoy.
It's beautiful.
60 FPS as well.
This is what you wanted, isn't it, Luke? This kind of stuff.
Kind of had this idea
yeah.
of the rot being a kind of a force of nature that was maybe working against you. It was kind of the enemy initially. And then I kind of had the thought to flip it, where the rot become your companions.
Oh, this looks great. We've seen a lot of it already, but still nice to see a bit more like this kind of stuff, where you actually feel like you're almost playing the game. You know what I mean?
We had something kind of unique. Opened up a lot of cool mechanics, especially with the puzzles in the game. With film, you can just put the camera where you want it. You can tell. You have complete control over what they're seeing, when they're seeing it, how they're seeing it. And in games, all that goes out the window. So communicating ideas or things to the player is a lot more difficult. We found.
Yeah.
You've been watching NX Gamer a lot, Mr. VJ. I love it.
Actually, no, it's not one of his vocabulary. Not part of his vocabulary, for sure.
Crafty in how you're getting communication to the player, especially when it's trying to do it through gameplay, and not just like always through cutscene.
One of Tara's memories. I should see where it leads me.
We love creating immersive experiences, and we try to really think about atmosphere and tone a lot when we're on the game development side.
Shout out to Cybernox in the house. How are you doing, brother? He's here for 12 minutes, but I'm sure the rest too.
A big part of traditional media in terms of film aesthetics. Just having the world be something that you want to sit down and explore and be a part of.
It's really beautiful. Impressive. I don't mean in this way, but it is really impressive. This is an indie game.
It is, yeah.
You know, because you would look at this and you just think it's extremely high budget.
Really great animators who work together.
It shows its talent over budget, doesn't it? A lot of the time.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah. Because the tools are there, aren't they? So.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Team Cherry
We're actually making like a 45-minute animated movie inside of a game.
Hi.
We're really proud of the team. A lot of them come from the visual effects and animation background and kind of like converted their skill sets from the film and animation background into developers on the game side.
Xbox Jesus, this game is coming to PC and PlayStation 4 and 5, I do believe.
During the process of making the game,
It's cross-gen, isn't it?
We also were introduced to a musical group called Sudamani. And we actually, Jason and myself went over to Bali to do recording for the soundtrack.
What's up, Blue Moon FC? Thank you very much for being here, buddy. Dragon Wolf in the house. Cyber Gunter in the house.
One of the things that's grown
Awesome to see you guys in.
Dewa is the composer, but his daughter Ayu is actually the voice of Kana.
My name's Kana. What are you two doing out here?
She's never done any voice acting, but she fit right in.
It's okay.
Cool.
You have to go now.
I love that when they get, people they know.
That would just
It's like that in Hollow Knight.
Something that we would see the trailer. Oh yeah, that game looks awesome. So as difficult as it has been, it's also very rewarding because it's like
This is epic. This game. It's going to be amazing.
Something that we want to pick up ourselves.
You must move on.
I'm not there to Majora's Mask.
Yeah, they made the film. Did you see that? What was it? It was like a full motion video. Yeah, short. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The path of a spirit guide is a lonely one.
Nice, absolutely beautiful.
Southern Gothic is a uniquely American storytelling tradition, blending magical
This way should definitely be an actor, not a director or a cameraman. Stick to what he's doing. Sorry, I'm just talking over him.
Pixelated Louisiana landscapes. The sun sets heavy and orange over the swamps, and oil refineries blaze like torches in the night. It is a place where people, memories, and secrets.
Yeah, I think he's holding his script in his hand.
Yeah, it looks a bit like that.
He's looking down.
He is looking down, isn't he? A lot. Not very subtle. I've just talked all over. Sorry, guys. It's all good. We are here to talk at the end of the day. It's all fun and games. We'll try and tactically time our talking. Yeah, thanks for hanging with us though. Thanaros is in the house now too. Thank you for being here, my friend. And DeFloyd, I don't think I said your name earlier. Thank you for being here.
Geography of Robots is a handful of devs, artists, and musicians making output that is largely centered around the American South
Postcard from
and
Jersey.
the psychogeography of the American South.
Another one.
Our first release is a game called Norco, which is about my hometown of Norco, Louisiana. A small, very industrialized town about 25 miles upriver from New Orleans. There's so many intersecting pieces of infrastructure. So many stories embedded in the landscape. I've been fascinated with that region since I was a kid. I wanted to synthesize all of those research interests into something, and Norco is that culmination of effort. It draws from both reality and certain sci-fi tropes. To explore little air pockets of the surreal within the reality of the game.
The primary benefit that we have working in this sort of adventure game point-and-click genre is that we've got just decades and decades of iteration to build on within this genre, going back to the old...
There's quite a few point-and-clicks still going within the indie arena, which is cool.
What works for our story?
Coming back in the strong way.
To tell the story of Norco.
Backbone's just dropped as well, VJ.
I was interrogating a lot of events and
this is quite a trippy game
from the past. I was playing a lot of 2D pixel art games at the time. A lot of traumatic events had occurred both in my personal life and the life of the region that I was exploring, and I thought there was a kind of hauntological element to using pixel art to tell those stories.
Nice. I love that when with indie games have a saying it, but it's always such an honest experience.
So
a lot of the time, anyway. For developers, they put their heart into the game.
Resources that I had.
In the more recent years, big and small studios have really been pushing like what it means for player agency to take a front seat in a semi-linear narrative.
It has been an interesting journey, pushing the boundaries of the medium and kind of forcing it into this more complex, uncomfortable future.
Thimbleweed Park is awesome, yeah. It's very cryptic, as the old days were as well. A lot of the old ones were. But Thimbleweed Park, I really enjoyed that game actually, yeah, because it's basically, you know,
in the handmade adventure
a
game,
nod to Monkey Island and all that.
Full of people fleeing the Cold War crash lands in an alien ocean, where the sunken ship becomes a city that's forever stuck in the 1970s. And when I say handmade adventure game, I mean that in a very physical, tangible way. Every set, every character, every floorboard, and every coffee cup has been meticulously handcrafted from wood, clay, cloth, and metal to bring this gorgeous world to life. I'm pleased to introduce the stop-motion adventure, Harold Halibut.
Yes! Sorry, I knew it was coming, but this game, guys, not many people know about this bad boy. I've known about this one for like a couple of years. I bet Luke's, yeah, we talked about it, didn't we, actually, this year? Luke knows it, because that's why we're brothers. Well, I tell you guys, you're going to be blown away, this game. Stop motion beauty. It looks so good. The mood of it. It's basically, it's got Bioshock vibes as well in there. That always helps. Oh, man.
Hi, we are Slow Brothers.
Get this wish listed, guys.
Game studio based in Cologne, Germany.
I was going to say, incredible art and animation, like quality film sets.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, this game, I'm telling you.
Harold! Stop daydreaming! And don't forget to fix the light after cleaning up the paint.
Sometimes I do wonder what life would have been like on Earth.
It's been about 10 years since we started game development. Some of us have a film background, and at that time we were kind of frustrated about the big budgets needed to produce a feature-length film, the dependencies to producers. Being also game lovers, we thought that making a game instead of a film to tell a story might be the more approachable endeavor. We quickly realized that the budgeting thing at least wasn't too different from feature-length films, but we were way too deep into the process already when we realized that.
It's such a painstaking process. They have to like build everything they're going to put into the game and then photogrammetry, photo it or whatever, photograph it.
To create a accurate representation
and then animate it
of a stop-motion film to create a cinematic feel. And
I believe that's the process.
Initial approach was quite a lot of experimentation involved until we found our process that we use now, which is 3D scanning everything by using photogrammetry to create 3D models of the characters that we then animate using motion capturing.
Damn amazing, that is. What's up, Scott Bro? Thank you very much for coming by. I'm really enjoying the show personally.
It gave us this fluidity and also all the options that we have in modern 3D games to light the scenes in a cinematic way and to use camera movement. So it's even a little bit different than traditional stop motion animation, and we really liked this mix of the digital world.
It just reminds me so much of the Aardman documentaries.
Of which one, sorry?
The Aardman animation documentaries.
Oh, okay, cool. It's very interesting.
The guys that created Wallace and Gromit.
Oh right. Oh okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'll just jump on another stream.
No. I'm behind you on that one.
We've heard a bunch of people questioning why we put such effort into.
What's up, Fastback Bro? Thank you very much for being here.
Ultimately, we think that's why the game feels the way it does is because
so
of the
cool.
sum of its parts and that level of detail coming together as like a greater thing. We just like put a lot of effort into giving the individual characters and Harold's social environment a lot of depth.
Dragon.
And that
Get me.
ultimately makes for like a
I don't deserve
rich
it.
experience.
I don't deserve to be here.
Now, if you're quite ready.
Sure.
But the story's really good in this as well.
I made a breakthrough
It's
discovery at the
interesting.
Arboretum last night. Do you remember the last batch of bloomy rocks?
Oh, the really small ones from the last intake? The ones with the strange shapes and the little holes and...
The blue ones, yes. Turns out their surface composition doesn't just give us clues about our immediate aquatic environs. I think they've picked up some influences from outer space as well.
We create a relatable science fiction world instead of having a super distant sci-fi future where things are so different that it might.
I'm all over this game. I was already all over it, but
It may have started with one man.
I can see why.
oh, good. I'm glad you can feel it as well.
That dream began.
Brilliantly scripted, excellent VO direction and performance.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, definitely.
He conceived of an ark-like spacefaring
This
ship.
fantastic trailer as well. This is.
After 200 years, we finally arrived at our destination, only to find that the promising watery planet contained no habitable landmass and dense toxic gases in the atmosphere.
The Cold
Yeah,
War
what you just saw there was
seemed
part
like
of the
a
trailer, which is gave me. I'm not. Don't want to be cheesy, but it gave me chills when I watched it. It's absolutely amazing.
Have this kind of weird mix of being stuck in the 70s on one hand and not living through the things we all know in our present, but also thinking into the future, the 200 years after that, and creating this kind of alternative timeline where things evolved in a different way.
It's just that the professor and I need some sea rocks, filter rocks from older times that have come from the filters, and I feel like you might have one.
Okay, look and listen here, Longy Long Pants. I shut the store for a reason, you know?
While we have this overarching storyline in our game with multiple story arcs, Harold is only one part of this bigger story, and we always kind of focus on Harold's personal interactions, relationships and friendships of Harold.
Harold! Good timing. You can explain things to the Major, can't you?
Harold, come here and explain things.
So, Harry, how's life been treating you?
Keeping fishy.
What?
Keeping busy.
Okay.
Harold.
Is everything okay?
And therefore really concentrated on providing a lot of depth in those characters for players to ultimately explore.
Harold, won't you stay?
I love the underwater setting, but it's sort of stuck on the. Obviously, it's a cool setting in general, but I think they were on some sort of mission and they ended up crash landing into a sea planet or something. I think it was, and now they've sort of been stuck there, and I don't know if that's been explained anyway, but and they're sort of working out a way to get back. It's interesting. Just love it.
You never know when you'll have to slow down.
Just definitely manages my urgent need to return to Rapture.
Yeah, it does make you want to do that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is so huge.
Really looks like a fantastic homebrew motion capture suit.
Yeah, it's cool that they're doing that as well. It's just
yeah.
They're going the full hog. Small team doing amazing things. And I love that. Why not do that? Why not throw that in there?
Imagine setting off across a vast desert on a
Japanese
rite of
breakfast.
passage, with no one to share the long and lonely trip.
Sable, that's what
but your
that
trusty
was the one
motorbike.
from yesterday, I
On
believe.
your journey to the horizon, you will traverse a world of beauty and mystery, full of spectacular ruins, both ancient and futuristic. This is the joy of exploration, the thrill of discovery. And if you listen to the stories of the people and places you encounter, perhaps a chance to learn what you came here to understand. This is Sable.
Let's go. Sorry, I sounded like John Candy then. No one will get that. Sorry. That's a random reference. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Anyone? No one. Anyway, Sable baby. Cannot wait. And that's a good shout for us back. It's a shame, isn't it? Yeah, a lot of people are blinded by it. Just sort of stuck in their ways with AAA, kind of COD, and all that stuff. But yeah, it's all good. I quite like being the minority. We're the minority. We're stronger together.
I'm Greg. This is Daniel, and we started out in my parents' shed.
Sable is the main character. She's a young girl who's leaving her home for the first time.
The gliding is what Sable embarks on as the story starts, and it's something that everybody.
That's the link to Harold Halibut, guys. Give that a little cheeky wish list if you want to follow it, or just give it a look up if you fancy reading about it.
Meeting people, trying things, helping folks in need, and ultimately deciding what do I want to devote my life to.
So much of the people here, the communities here, are defined by their vocation. You know, the desert that they live in is inhospitable, and so they've kind of had to come together and had to form groups around resources. And so Sable kind of goes from place to place, meeting different societies and cultures, built around completely different experiences of the same environment.
There's more story going on in this game than I thought there would be. I thought it would be an environmental, like journey style. You know what I mean?
Right? She's trying to figure
environmental
out
story.
her place in the world. What
Quite
she
a bit
wants
of
to do
actual
for the rest of her
conversation and
days.
stuff.
And I think that's what makes the story so fun. It really is about the places that you go, the people that you see, and the experiences that you have that not only shape her gliding, but shape her.
That's a nice little touch. This looks beautiful. It's good to see more. There was that trailer where it was a little bit, the frame rate was a little bit odd at one point, so I'm glad to see it's smooth.
Daniel's kind of putting the architecture together. You know, our lives have kind of crossed a bit in that period. Your mum taught me art at secondary school.
By the time we were at sort of university age, that was when indie games had really kind of taken off as a creative sort of field. I started to think about it was something that I could make myself.
You excited for this one, Luke, my man?
Oh yeah. I've had this wish listed for a while, actually.
Yeah, me too. Actually, since I think it was 2017, was it at the
Yeah.
Xbox showcase? Was that's when I did it? I think.
Yeah, I think it was just after that.
Yeah, somewhere around that anyway.
Steam.
Yeah. It changed a little bit, didn't it? There's sort of art style, which obviously games do develop, don't they? So.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful game.
Yeah, definitely.
Do our own internship in the shed. The initial thought was just let's get some experience under our belt and see where we go from there. Somehow 6 years or so later, we're here now, still going. Yeah.
See the PC they've got. Someone get them a new PC. These guys are making a game. It's quite, from what I could see, it's quite an old PC.
Every design decision that we could around that focus.
Just shows though.
There's no real danger.
You really need a
to the player
beast.
in the game. It is quite.
It's all part of the journey, Indy.
It is. It is.
Curious.
After the game releases, they'll have like gold-plated PCs, and they'll be like going around with like the chains, like Puff Daddy. I'm Jamai's there, Puff Daddy.
I think they should get you and Luke on as their PR guys.
That's looking good. I'm really liking the. I like the smoke.
Yeah,
art.
it's really nice.
Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it?
Really geared around art skills.
You know, Masuka's going to be all over this.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Your background in comparative literature, when something to architecturally focused, and my background in architecture helped with that. So I think that it's come from us in that way makes it quite unique.
See, I think what there is there's like
We draw from a number of references. And
it's a quite unique animation method they're using. I can't decipher it. I can't explain it. But the animation of the character, I think, is maybe a different frame rate to the game or something. I don't know. I think that's an actual design choice, if you see what I mean. I don't know if you noticed that, guys, when they're running. It's a slight distinct way it looks.
Yeah, it does have that mix of ancient and futuristic.
Not to bring AAA's into it, but
right?
they did a thing very similar thing in
Sable and to everyone
Miles Morales,
in that world, that
where
is all that they know.
if you unlock the Into the Spider-Verse suit, that the frame rate as applied to the suit was different to that of the environment.
Right.
It's very clever. It's a very clever effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The music itself has been a really big part of shaping.
And yeah, Fastback said comic book style. I think he's talking generally, but he might be speaking about the frame rate thing as well, because I think that might have something to do with that.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a similar kind of animation frame here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh god, this could be a strike, you know, or a claim. Oh well, I'll just go take it on the chin. No ads will be on this video now after this song, I think. It's all good. I'm not here for that, guys. I'm here for the community enjoyment, spreading the love for indie games. It's all good. There goes monetization on that video there.
In the gothic fairy tale Lost in Random, the world is divided into 6 shadowy realms, where every citizen's fate is determined by the roll of a cursed die. You play as Even, a young girl who's set out on a quest to save her beloved sister, Odd. And with the help of your companion, a magical living die named Dicey, you'll find yourself battling your way through a dark wonderland, and if you want to win the game, you'll have to embrace the chaos and find a way to tip the odds in your favor. From the Odd and Even minds of Zoink Games, here is Lost in Random.
Lost in Random, yeah. Zoink. This looks cool. Quite quirky. That's the Sable Steam link if you want to check that out, guys, or wish list it. Just drop that.
So Lost in Random is being developed here at Zoink Games in Gothenburg, Sweden. We're about 80 developers with a few different projects, but Lost in Random is definitely our biggest and most ambitious project ever.
Wow.
We're known for doing quite narrative-driven games. We really want to make games that speak to people and touch people and make people think.
This is really good. I haven't seen too much on this, only a little.
Lost in Random is a 3D action-adventure game set in the gorgeous gothic fairy tale world of Random. And it tells the tale of Even, a young girl who befriends Dicey, a living dice with incredible powers.
Even goes on this journey to rescue her sister from the clutches
quality
of
list
Mad
of games,
Queen,
this.
who's obsessed with board games.
And so the Queen decreed that any child who had turned the age of 12 would be given the grand honor of rolling her one true dice to show them their place in the world of Random. For Random is fair, Random prevails, and Random rules. Random rules.
Nice.
Even she's this naive young kid who's just, for the first time, going out into the world to find out who she is.
Yeah, Shizno says he can't remember where he saw it. It was Beetlejuice vibes for him.
The fear of it.
I see where you're coming from. I remember seeing this. I can't remember. I think it was about a year ago, maybe, or something.
Even and Dicey are a really fun duo.
Quite a big showcase, maybe, or something.
Quick to anger, but she's not one to hold grudges. But she can easily get into a fight, and Dicey's there to hold her back.
It's kind of a mix
Dicey,
between
who is this cute puppy kind of
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, definitely.
And Coraline.
Combat.
Yeah.
When even rolls dicey.
Have you played many of the Zoin games? Have you played Flipping Death by any chance?
No, I haven't.
That's quite a quirky
They should be
game,
scared of us.
which is clever. It's sort of the perspective
really
of it's clever. I won't go into it now because take over this, but it's worth checking out.
And it just feels like everything is just so perfectly packaged together around the dice and this universe.
And the style of the game is kind of like something out of a Laika or
I need to
Tim
add
Burton
this to my
movie.
wish list.
It's really everything we've dreamt of
Wasn't
doing
this
all these
the,
years. It's really great, and we
The
can't wait
showcase
for
element.
everybody
Wasn't
to play
this? Isn't this published by EA?
That's what I was thinking. It was something like that. That's why I said
I
quite
think it's
a
an
big
EA
thing.
original, isn't it?
It might be an EA original.
12
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
You play as a man who becomes trapped in
12
a time
minutes.
loop, replaying
Oh,
the
12
same
minutes.
12
12 minutes. Don't know why I did
of one fateful evening in his apartment.
That it was. I thought it was something else for
Each
some
time
reason.
you're going to have the chance
Lost
to
in
make
random.
new choices. Learn what led up to those terrible events and perhaps
Let's go. 12 minutes.
escape them.
Cybernox, where are
It's a story
you?
that's not just about how choices matter,
There
but
he is.
about how some stories can only truly be told when they can change, even just a little bit, every single time you
Isn't it as good looking as you,
It was a
Indy?
joy to participate.
That's my avatar. You've been spying on me again.
As I did making it. I'm very proud to introduce a game where the end is only the beginning. 12 minutes.
The end is only the beginning. That's interesting. So maybe there are multiple playthroughs.
Okay.
Just the same trailer.
You want to guess what it is?
This is an outfit for a newborn. You bought it this morning. You wanted to surprise me.
I'm sorry.
You're pregnant.
Lost in Random is not on Steam.
You know?
I know because you already gave it to me. This has happened before.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
Someone is coming. He's going to hurt us. He says you killed your father. I need to know what happened.
Lost in Random is an EA original. You're correct, Luke.
My father died
of a heart attack?
No,
Yeah, I thought so.
I didn't
Yeah,
have anything
that's why I think I
to
must
do
have seen it.
Any second now, he's gonna knock on that door. Help me.
This isn't happening. This can't be happening.
Police, open up.
My name is
Okay.
Luis. I am the creator of 12 Minutes. I grew up watching a lot of film. They always captivated me, and I tried to understand what were they doing, the pacing, the colors, the lighting, the composition, in order to create these emotions in me. What are the tools we have as game designers that allow us to do similar things? I think the biggest challenge is that usually when we think about narrative, we think about a linear progression. And in an interactive game, at least in 12 minutes, that information can come at any moment depending on what you've done.
What's the occasion?
I'll tell you over dessert.
All right, I'm ready.
It's
to be
looking good.
wowed by this dessert.
Just give me 1 second.
Can't wait for that dessert. Oh.
Fascinated by the idea of if you knew what's going to happen,
It's gonna be
what
good.
would you do differently?
I wonder if there's only
12
one
Minutes
outcome
is
though.
an interactive thriller about a man trapped in
I think there
time.
might be.
You come home from work, you're having an evening with your wife, then there's this cop shows up, he accuses your wife of murder.
Hands behind your back. Let's go.
You try to stop him, you get beat up,
Somebody help!
only to wake up back to the start of the evening. And then you have to use the knowledge of what you know it's going to happen to try to change the outcome and break the loop.
Look, I know this sounds weird, but the day's repeating itself.
What do you mean, repeating itself?
I'm living the same chunk of time over and over again.
Uh-huh.
The reason the game sticks to a bird's eye view is because it allows you to very easily interact with the environment. Most video games, you have a third-person camera or a first-person camera, and I wanted to create something that is very accessible. So by doing a bird's eye view, you have like a floor plan of the apartment that you just click where to move. There was also the challenge of having the voices convey the emotions without seeing the faces. If someone is really stressed out, you won't have any facial expressions, so you have to feel the stress in the throat.
Particularly because you don't see our faces in it, you really are projecting whatever you're feeling onto the character. There's no facial expressions that are instructing you. Where you go in the game will, I think, depend on you as an individual. I just need some time to myself. Come on, babe, please, stop it.
And if there's enough subtlety in the voice acting, in the movement, your brain will fill the rest. Because actors think in terms of motivations. You know, what's my motivation for this scene? And workshopping with them, figuring those things out, allows the characters to become alive and become meaningful in the way they behave.
Look, I didn't mean to. This is never what I wanted. No, come on.
I warned you.
Look, you can't do this. It will be different things for different people. There are so many versions of the story that will either reveal something or show something, and you as the player are revealing how you deal with truth, how you deal with other people's truth.
Working in interactive medium, you can make a story that becomes very personal to you, right? You're not passively looking at what's happening and processing. You're actually deciding. By allowing you to participate, to change it, to mold
Game Pass for PC if it's going to be in Game Pass.
In a way, it becomes part of you. It's like you're part of the creative process that is happening.
It's not announced for Game Pass at the moment.
Your direction, the decisions you make are based on who you are.
I'll prove it.
Yeah, great. Let's see it. Wow me.
That allows you to explore a side of yourself that maybe you wouldn't otherwise.
Silently repeat these phrases. May you be free from suffering. May you be free from fear.
He's got a great voice.
May you know peace and joy.
Nothing juicy. Sunday. I mean, it's great. I loved seeing that, but is that the end? Steam.
If you're not familiar with The Big Con, a coming-of-age comedy
I think we might see it on
adventure
Sunday.
about a
Don't
teen
worry,
in the 1990s,
Cybernox.
well,
I'm still in the game.
You play as Allie, a high school junior who learns that her mom is about to close her video rental store to loan sharks unless they come up with over $90,000 ASAP. Well, there's clearly only one thing you can do. Run away from band camp, head to the mall, and become a con artist. I mean, that's just common sense. From the decade that gave us the World Wide Web and so much plaid, I give you The Big Con.
Yeah, I've seen this one before. Xbox have showed this before. I think this is going to Game Pass, actually. It's like 80s vibes, big time. Glad to hear you're all in on that, Cybernox.
I'm Dave Crocker from Mighty L
Thought you were.
Studios, and I am the game director and writer on The Big Con. Mighty L is a company from Toronto. We're made up of some really awesome devs from this city. George Degenkamp, Saffron Aurora, Tabby Rose, Sabrina Diaz, and Yash Kulkarni is our core team. The Big Con is a adventure game where you hustle your way across 90s America as a teenage con artist. But it's all for a good cause. You are trying to save your mom's video store. So you learn to pickpocket, wear disguises, talk your way into and out of trouble. All for that good, not so good cause of making sure your family business stays afloat. You know, one of the toughest things about making this game was selling people on the non-violent crime aspect of it. Games with guns don't bat an eye, but you know, the moment you have to steal an old lady's wallet, people start to think
that's funny.
There's something wrong with you.
That is,
which is fine.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun of making this. It really helps us make something that, you know, challenges people. And
that is quite ironic. People blowing people's heads off, but yeah, I can imagine that be the case. People would be like, "Oh, stealing."
In a story like this. Ultimately, Allie's doing crimes for a good cause, and you know, writing a funny and heartfelt story kind of helps justify those actions. So, you know, on the one hand, we get to make a game that we've never seen before, which is a con artist video game.
Thanks so much, everyone, for hanging with us still. I hope you're enjoying the show. Let us know what your highlight is so far.
And, you know, a story about a mother and a daughter.
Been pretty damn good, in my opinion.
The 90s really informed like what we
liking this show
were
a
capable
lot.
of coming up with in terms of this relationship. Like, who is Linda, Allie's mom, who
I am the
raised her as a
target
single
audience,
mom
I
and kept
guess.
the business together and is tough
But I
as
think
hell.
we all
What
are.
is that person like?
Us
And what is
guys
her
here, we're
daughter
all
like?
in the
How do they
same
play
boat. We
off
like our
against
indie
each other? Allie
games.
can be, you know, she can be a teenager. She can be rough. She can be sarcastic. And this is something that we really wanted to see, and I think it brings a lot of truth to the game.
Definitely interested to check that one out. Wouldn't be my normal sort of go-to pick, if you know what I mean. Don't know about you guys, but I think I would try it.
I would say I don't want to let my inquisitive mind run away with me, but
we really want you to explore.
I'm really intrigued with this game.
Intrigued, nice.
Yeah, really.
That's what I mean. I'm not like, it's not my go-to pick. I would like, it's not maybe like a twin stick shooter. That's my obvious maybe, or something like that. You know what I mean? But you know,
keep showing this number.
I
they keep showing this number, 97,368, and I'm thinking at some point that was the remaining budget they needed to complete the game.
Love it. That's brilliant.
You know, they're smart devs right out there. They do these sort of things.
Yeah, fantastic.
They're not as done in video games.
No, I love
We
it.
want to do it. We want to
That's
get
the
in there.
gold, my friend.
The 90s are a time when you don't have cell phones, you don't have the internet, you don't have the ability to look this stuff up if you need to, and it makes it a little bit more believable that you can be a traveling con artist.
The best way to approach games is to be open-minded. Like I mean,
so,
we all
you know,
have our favourite kind of games,
we
but
also get to do this
you know, the best way is to be open-minded, try stuff. Again, it's a cliche now, but Game Pass allows that quite nicely without any risk.
And The Simpsons.
Everyone's already said
They
that
sort of set
already.
the foundation for
I do believe this is a Game Pass game.
90s aesthetic. Bright.
I know it's going to sound strange, Indy, but it gives me, reminds me so much of The Tourist in some ways.
Really?
So
Interesting.
does what she
you know, nice
wants
symmetric view going to different stores.
The way it's kind of just open and it's sort of like random stuff going on kind of thing.
The signature
you can
look
take part in.
leader type character that you'd see in a lot of cartoons. You know, she has the ripped jeans, the baggy t-shirt, and she also wears her plaid shirt wrapped around her waist, which is, you know, a very, I think, 90s style.
Yeah, I like that style.
Burblos to music
A lot.
or grunge.
You can really see just by looking at the gentleman. I mean, no disrespect, but this is his brainchild, right? You can see this stuff whirring around in his head.
Yeah, that's what I love. It's personal, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, incredibly personal. You
Yeah.
can connect the image on the screen with the persona that this guy is, you know, sort of evoking is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to finish off by saying thank you so much.
You just see the smile on his face. He's loving what he does, isn't he?
Yeah, I love that.
And to be,
It's a good shout, buddy.
in the presence of such incredible games.
Just want to know, Indy, have you got a tash just like that?
Is that what you imagine? Is that what you imagine me like?
Yeah, yeah. But no, just Luke messaged me in the DMs to ask the questions. He was too scared to ask.
I wish I had tash would look good on me. I did try and grow one once. I usually have a beard, and I took away the rest of it and left the tash, and I look absolutely terrible. So definitely can't pull that bad boy off. Cool. Is that the last one of this whole thing? Yeah. That's not credits for that game, is it? No. Sweet. Okay, I thought there'll be other talkers and stuff. Did I imagine someone saying that, or?
No, there was a list on the website saying that these people will be involved.
Yeah, they're involved. That's great. That was the best way of doing it, in my opinion. What they've just done. Is that the end of that? Do you believe it is? Yep, black screen means end of show. Let's go back to the home. Nothing's going to come up. Nope. That's all good. Let's leave that there, and it's taking me off guard there. Where were we, guys? Yeah, let's see. How did you enjoy the show then, Luke? What did you think of it, buddy? Nice and concise. I won't put any mad words into your mouth. I'm sure you've got your own opinions, but yeah, what did you think of it, brother?
No, that was good. I really enjoyed that. I think it was nice to have some. You know, they got the balance just right between not having each game be on for too long, but be on long enough that you could get, you know, first of all, some gameplay, some extended gameplay, which is great. And also a little bit of insight on, the developers behind them, kind of the context in which the game's been made. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. I think it was a really nice, short show, but with plenty of content. And everything. I mean, everything looked great. I don't think there was anything in there that came out and you were like, oh well, that doesn't look particularly good. I think everything genuinely looked very good.
Yeah, that's the beauty of a curated list and a concise one, I guess. It's kind of cool that they presented that ahead of time. And it was exactly what they said on the tin, and in a great way, I think. Yeah. So, did you have any highlights? What was your favourite pick from that? Anything that stood out to you the most, or?
Well, Kena was my pick in terms of, but that was always going to be the case because it's just an incredible looking game generally.
Absolutely.
And
the survival horror one.
Yeah, probably Signalis was the other one. That's not going to be for everyone for obvious reasons because survival horror is a very niche genre really outside of Resident Evil, which nowadays veers in between survival horror and action. So but yeah, that's right up my alley. Just has this really creepy, foreboding atmosphere, cool art style. The gameplay is very classic Resident Evil with the tank controls and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Nice, bro. Yeah, the stuff, it was good. I actually really enjoyed it myself. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was great to see a really nice selection of games being shown off in a bit more detail. I think the gameplay that we saw of Kena definitely gave it that extra level. I think that was kind of a good little dive actually into that one. I know there's not massive. It's not like we're doing like 10-minute level of the game or whatever. Like, we don't expect that. It's kind of an element where it's a good balance to not have too much, isn't it? You don't want to ruin the game. There's a little bit of hiss coming from VJ's direction. I know your cat's probably angry with you, but there's a little bit. Sorry. I don't know whether you know what that is or if there's anything that's happening around. You might have. Don't know really what that could come from, but it's not doing it now anyway. So yeah, VJ, let's pass it to you, my man. Did you enjoy yourself? Did you think the show was an enjoyable experience? Did you see anything you liked?
I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
Better than the show yesterday. Just on point, succinct, everything that you would want from a really carefully and a really professional presentation. It was just short, sharp, and swift. And the other week we were talking about what is an indie game. The less influence or control a traditional publisher has over the conceptualization or the production of your game. These games that we saw today perfectly personified that, I think anyway, and it was just incredible to see. It's just that the indie games aren't from the the usual territories, America or Japan. These games are made worldwide. I heard Luke say a couple are in Germany. I recognized a couple from Scandinavia, and Scandinavia, it's shocking to me. It doesn't have a huge population, but it seems to be, a realm full of, untapped talent or, that have been influenced by Japan. And I know Sable's, kind of the standout, but I think there's so many more aspects to some of the games that we saw that reminds me of, the 80s and 90s, right? With the abundance of creative and technical talent was Japan, right? England was known as very much as being technical, and America known very much as visual, but Japan combined that. And I think well, look, this is just my eye, right? Everyone's going to have a different perception based on, what influences you. But I can see that territory specifically has influenced a generation of creators. Yeah. And I to be quite honest with you, Indy, I thought everything on show was incredible. Everything on show is something that I want to play. The sad thing is that I don't have a PC to game on, so I wasn't sure what format some of these games will arrive on. So I'm resigned to quite a disappointing level in terms of, are these games going to come to PlayStation, Switch, Xbox Game Pass? I don't know, but it's kind of like I do hear you and Luke talk a lot about PC, and I'm going on and on now. So
no, you're not. This is the idea. Just it's great. It's great to talk about it. Definitely.
So I mean, do I feel like I need to get a PC? And,
that's it. That's the next question.
And it's raised the question. I love the big con 97,360. I thought, yep, that's your budget or the remaining budget you need.
That's how much the game costs.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I really loved Harold Halibut. It really did sort of remind me of it's kind of a satirical take on Bioshock, right? Minus the plasmid powers and weaponry and and all in stop motion. And Harold reminds me if they ever make a live action version or a live action movie based on this game, it's got to be Saul Goodman, right? The main actor in Better Call Saul.
He looks really like it, doesn't he? Yeah.
I mean, we move over Kratos, right? Harold is my new hero. But I have to say is that, look, yesterday when I was watching all the shows, I was watching the narratives and the introductions to the games and the voiceovers. And Indy, I don't know what you think, and I don't think I'm being biased. I think it's a really clear observation on my part that I feel that the quality of the writing, the quality of the narrative, the creativity of the narrative and the language used, and then casting and then directing those the voiceover is far better than some of the major games that I saw yesterday. It totally puts them in the shade, and if that's what indie games have got to offer going forward, I don't know what to say, but a big round of applause. I don't know if you've got a button with an applause on it or canned laughter. It's probably canned laughter on your side, isn't it? But I'm going to get Luke. I'm sure I've sent Luke's mind whirring, so I'd love to hear some of his feedback on what I've said.
I'd love to hear Luke's. Just go for it, Luke. But I'd love to hear also a little bit of your takes on Harold. I know you saw Harold Halibut before today. What did you think about it today? I don't know how much you had seen about it before today. I think you might have seen a fair about like myself. But were you happy with what you saw in that regard today?
Yeah, definitely. I'd seen quite a bit beforehand on it, so nothing that they showed today was a surprise per se, or kind of illuminating in that regard. But it was just more of it being just a really, really clever, really unique experience.
Yeah.
And I think that can be said of pretty much every game in that showcase. I think that's one of the most impressive things about it all is that there's a massive variance between each of the games that was shown. Not just in terms of genre, but in terms of art style and sensibility and the tone that they're going for, and there really is something for everyone in that selection. There's no way you won't be interested in at least one game, even if you're not interested in the rest.
Absolutely.
And again, I think as VJ has said, and rightly so, it shows that the lack of kind of influence over the creative direction of these games, other than the people who want to make them, right? They're all passion projects. They're all a vision that's been executed well, and they're all differing sizes of teams and budgets. There's the big cons like a couple of people. Kena is Ember Labs, so it's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
But they're all super unique projects, and I think that they all look fantastic.
Yeah.
I wanted to just say sorry. Go ahead, Indy.
No, you go ahead, Vijay.
I was just going to say, look, I don't want to diminish the role of a publisher. I think if you take was it 12 minutes? 12 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's 13. I don't know why. But anyway, I think Annapurna, right? Just from the outside looking, because I don't know them. You can see that Lewis has really benefited from a games company that's primarily a movie company, right? Based in LA / I don't know, a stone throw away from Hollywood, right? I'm not that far away either, to be honest.
Nice.
And it was really refreshing to hear, not just what Daisy or is it William and James, not in terms of what they were saying, but how they were saying it and their body language, right? And you can see how invested they are into the project, and and enjoy recording, all the lines for the games, right?
Definitely.
It's not a chore that they're being paid for, you can see how invested it is. And if they're invested, it gives me an inkling of how good this game will be. And as I said to you, publishers aren't the villains, right? It's just having the right producers, the right publisher with you. And I think that Lewis for sure has benefited from the connections that Annapurna's got.
I definitely agree. He's spoken in interviews before about how amazing he loves Annapurna and how how awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, he's spoken so highly of them.
I can only read into what we saw. Right? I'm not as well versed as you guys.
Well, you are. You play yourself down a lot, so you should. You are definitely awesome.
I just mean in terms of the knowledge and understanding and the experience that you've had with indie games. It's far more wider and deeper than I can hope for. So I'm just trying to give you an opinion of someone, just walking off the street,
No, that game was all about you after all. But it's what was I going to say about Annapurna a minute ago? I can't think of
just how much Lewis was praising them in some of his interviews.
I forget what I was going to say now. It was about the actors, actually. You mentioned about the actors being really into it. And like a lot of people were like, I can't believe they got them, which is, I understand and I kind of agree with as well. But at the same time, I feel like those actors are sold by the creative project. They're not sold by, this is a job or whatever. This is, for them, probably a chance to itch some sort of... scratch of whatever I know the saying is, but to get to do some creative different project. Like sometimes you'll see them doing the big films, and then you might see them doing like a real independent film, or this case an independent game. And I feel like maybe he's sold them the idea of it, and rightfully so, it's a great idea of a game, and they get to really be creative and maybe put their sort of passion into this and be part of it. So I think you're definitely right about that, and I feel like that's why they're on board, essentially, because they want to do it as for the reason of that creativity of the being an actor and really just getting in there and acting how they want to do things, because maybe acting sometimes can feel like a job for them, like any other job maybe. So this one is more of like something to itch that scratch, if that's the right. Is that what I was saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I think William Dafoe, everybody knows exactly what his makeup is, and then you've got these younger actors in James and Daisy who have probably been being British actors, have definitely been influenced. I think it's by the method actor. Is it Damien Lewis? I might have it wrong. And I think that these days, if you've got something about you as an actor and as a person, in that unique combination, then you want to have you don't want to be typecast. You want to have a wider portfolio, and video games don't carry the stigma that they did in the 90s, right? That if you do video games, you'll amount to nothing. Well, that didn't last, did it? But yeah. I think it is a fantastic way to express yourself artistically, right? And if you're that way inclined, I guess.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's like the equivalent of a covers band, playing covers or whatever, just to doing the job, doing what everyone wants. But then actually they want to write their own music and play songs that they've written, and do something they're passionate about. So I think it's kind of like the equivalent of that in a way, to use an analogy, because I can't seem to get my words out very well as always. But let's get a few of these responses from the chat, because I did ask how everyone enjoyed the show. I certainly did enjoy it. And let's see here. We've got, I just want to shout out to Cybernox. He's heading on out. I hope you enjoyed it, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. He says, heading out, great show and panel. So absolutely agree there. Panel were legendary. Thank you very much, my man, for coming by. So Fastpack has said, always love these indie shows that are a little more personal, in-depth, than the bigger shows. Definitely agree with that. I love the personal touch. That's what indies are all about, especially really all of them, to be honest. Like you said, that guy, it looks like who's doing the big con, it looks like it's actually an extension of him, the game, if you know what I mean, which is amazing. I think it's this the way the thing with indie games you get often a lot, and you get those really uncompromising stories that are like sometimes quite hardcore, if you know what I mean. They're quite they go deep sometimes. Like, for example, there's a game, I forget what it's called now, but it's a game about true life stories that they've actually put into the game, and they're like really personal stories and stuff like that. But I was going to get these responses, as I say. So I saw one from Thanaros saying, let me see here. Oh, dearie me, where am I? All right, I'm going to go from the bottom. And Xbox Jesus, shout out to you, my friend. You said it was a great show. I'm glad you enjoyed it, buddy. Thanos said, yeah, AAA's play it too safe, which is why he or she loves indies. I'm not sure if it's he or she, sorry. Thanos, you say that, as I say, AAA's too safe, and indies you love, which is awesome. And yeah, because you do get the creativity and the risk-taking in indies. I totally agree. Boogeyman said he loves the way the camera reacts with the lighting, like everything is bright in the range of a fire at night, but walk away and you can tell it's night by the grey sheen on everything. I think that might have been that last game you were talking about there. Dragon Wolf says, great show, thank you so much for that, my friend. The Hellboy, great show, awesome panel, thank you very much for those kind words. Awesome show, gotta run later, everyone from Chisno Elite. Yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed this, guys. I'm really, really glad to see that Harold Halibut was on there. I know I keep going on about that, but I feel like Keena's got a lot of attention already. Sable's getting quite a bit now, which is great. I think it's had quite a bit more profile. I feel like Harold Halibut is one of the smaller games on this list, even though they're all indie and they're all smaller games, if you see what I mean. But, you know, exposure-wise, just give some love to the old Harold Halibut because it looks damn awesome. I think they're doing amazing things. But all of the games for me were fantastic, and I'm excited for all of them. So this has been fantastic, in my opinion. How about yourself, Luke? Did you want to add anything to today's proceedings? Is it what you thought it would be? Yeah, I mean, you've already said you want Kena. You can't get enough of Kena. It's coming in August. Are you excited for that, my friend?
Well, of course, yeah, can't wait.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just genuinely really nice show. Not too long, which can be a problem.
Yeah.
Around E3 time, some stuff can really drag on. And it was just about celebrating these games that aren't they aren't out yet. We can't vouch for how they will actually be quality wise. But what we can say is that they look pretty spectacular. And very unique and very creative, and that's all you want, really. So
definite.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to actually getting my hands on them.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's awesome. We got a release date from Sable as well, guys. Yesterday, if you didn't catch that was September the 23rd for Sable. I know that very well because it was my birthday. So yeah, which is great. It's great to get a release date for that. That's a little bit further in advance maybe than that's quite, it sounds like it's soon, but it's sometimes indie games, they'll hold it right back until literally a month before and stuff. But maybe they thought it'd be a nice way of just tying it in for that big moment on the Summer Game Fest. So yeah, excited to see how Sable turns out. You looking forward to Sable, VJ?
I was going to say just something on piggybacking on something that Luke had just said. I think that there's no disrespect to any of the games shown yesterday. Is that yesterday's show in comparison to today was really quite baggy, if I can put it like that. And this is one of the first shows that
He's nip and tuck.
Far too much,
Yeah.
And this was just absolutely perfect for me.
Yep.
And it's one of the shows I could watch again. And now that you've got Harold on again, and I just can't. The biggest mystery from all of the games that I've seen today is there a fish and chip shop in this game?
It's got to be. But where's actually, think about this if you want to really think about it. They're underwater. Where's the extractor fan going?
I just want to go in the chippy shop and can I order a Savoy, a piece of curd chips, onions, gherkins, I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure there's got to be a fish and chip shop in there somewhere.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going to go on a riot.
You've got definitely. I would go with you. But this game, guys, check out the trailer of this game. The one that they sort of showed a little bit of, but it is just. I wasn't lying when I got the old chills for it because the music in it and everything. It just comes. Sometimes trailers are just so well put together where it's kind of like it hits at the right point, the music kicks in or whatever, you know what I mean, like it does in this trailer. The lighting, it's just trailer. There's an absolute art to trailers in my opinion. Obviously you have to have good footage there in the first place, but some trailers are good. This Harold Halibut trailer is epic in my opinion. Got me absolutely adoring it. And yeah, check it out if you haven't already seen that. Did you see that trailer, Luke? Or is that what you know the one I mean? Quite a recent one where it's kind of like sort of synth sounds going over the top of it, and it real kicks in like towards the end. You know the one I mean?
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah, it's a really good trailer. I would recommend going to have a look at it.
Yeah, nice, good stuff. Were you trying to jump in there, VJ? Sorry, would I?
Yeah, no, I'm really sorry, Indy. I forgot to answer your question. Yes, Sable looks phenomenal. I think it's something that Masuko could probably speak to so much more. I totally understood about the frame rate differentiation between the actual scenery, background scenery, and the character. You often see it in Japanese animation and manga. TV and episode shows and so on and so forth. Not everybody employs it, but I think there's a time and a place, and this looks like a perfect time and place.
Definitely.
And Japanese breakfast now being presented by a Korean lady. That's something new to me. I'll have to
is that not actually the singer who was on yesterday? I thought that might. I don't know what.
I think she is, but I'm not sure she's Japanese. So I'll have to look into that.
Okay, you will know best. Are they Japanese breakfast Japanese though? Is the question.
I'm sorry?
Are Japanese breakfast actually Japanese? I don't even know.
No, yeah, there is a very customary Japanese. So when you go to Japan, and if you're staying in a hotel or a hostel or anything, they'll offer you a Western breakfast or a very traditional Japanese breakfast. So it is a thing.
Oh, sorry, I meant, is Japanese breakfast the musician Japanese? Was that Japanese breakfast right on the screen there? We're going off a tangent now.
No, I just saw this because I think she had a tattoo down her arm. That's why I said I'd have to look into it just to clarify.
On the show yesterday. They sung. That was Japanese breakfast singing Sable yesterday, singing the Sable song. Do you remember that? Is that the same girl?
I do. I think it is the same lady because I think I recognise the tattoo on the right arm.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'll have to double check because. But overall, I'll tell you something else, Indy, that I've really enjoyed was being able to see some of the processes and the higgledy-piggledy, quaint little development shops that these guys have got.
Definitely.
And I would much rather be working there. Alongside you and Luke, because obviously you need someone to handle the paperwork, legal paperwork, and answer the phones and make the coffee or the odd pina colada. But yeah, I'd much rather be working in those sorts of places than sort of like pristine, sort of high tech environments. And I don't mind that if my PC ran 10% or 15 or 20% slower. It's the ambience and being able to. You can see that all of these games and all of the creators, that's what's in their hearts, and that's what I think is amazing to see, and that what we're all leaning towards and what we're all yearning for. So, yeah, I wish I could play each and every one of the games that we saw today, except for that scary one, because even in broad daylight, I start shrieking and my mind saying, "Let me out." But I'll just stop there.
I love it. No, that's great. Cool, guys. I think we should keep it nice and short and sweet, especially as Luke popped in at the last minute and hit as the hero, but VJ as well. Both heroes today, in my opinion. It was a fun one. Let me just would say actually that Boogeyman was referring to Sable when I read that comment out earlier. I wasn't too sure. He's confirmed that about the lighting and all that stuff. So that's awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of love for Sable, which is fantastic. I have a feeling we might see it in the Xbox idea Xbox Real or something like that on Sunday. There's a lot to look forward to for Sunday. I mean, we could easily talk for probably another hour now, but I know you guys would definitely not want to do that. So, it's just good times though. I mean, we've got lots coming up on the channel other than the Xbox showcase in the meantime, which is another reason I don't want to take the mic because Luke's going to be there for that as well. But Luke will be back with me for Devolver. We're looking forward to that, aren't we, my friend?
We are.
It's going to be a good one. We've got Death's Door confirmation of a release date coming up on Saturday night in the UK time, and a lot else as well, so I'm really excited for that. They are already scheduled on the channel, guys, so if all you have to do is just go to the homepage of this YouTube channel and you will see both of those events already scheduled in for the times if you wanted to check the times. But we've got Guerrilla Collective as well, and that's taking place in the earlier part of the day on Saturday, which is tomorrow, and then the Devolver showcase will be on 9 o'clock in the UK, and if you did want to check those times, you can just click on that and put your you can put your reminder on if you wanted to do that then on that sort of stream, and it will also tell you the exact time of that, what time we're kicking off. We'll be going half an hour before the actual stream starts to get in our cheeky little comments and just get warmed up and get a few drinks in, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the on Saturday, and obviously really looking forward to Sunday. I will not be doing anything for the Xbox showcase because I think literally the whole world is doing a stream anyway, and you know, I've been doing quite a lot. I do know that Luke, my main man over here, will be doing a post-show reaction on Green Pass Gaming, and let's lead that on to the outro, shall we, my friend? Where can they find you to catch that on Sunday?
Yeah, we are. We're not doing it live because I think we wanted to kind of soak it up first, you know, in the comfort of our own setups. Yeah, that you mean. And then kind of follow that on straight afterwards with a kind of a post-show reaction that's you know, it's still fresh in your mind. And you can really dissect it. So
it's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially one that's, you know, an hour and a half. It's going to have a lot in it. Yes. So, you know, it's nice to just sit back and chill with that one, I think. So yeah, we'll be doing that on the Green Pass Gaming YouTube channel. So that's our normal time, actually, 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, tune in for that. I mean, there will be many shows going on, but if you want to tune in and listen to us ramble about it for a bit, then by all means come and join us. And and Devolver tomorrow. So that'll be mental, because it's Devolver.
I'm going to be setting that to 18 on the channel, making sure that's 18. That's the only time I ever have to do it on this channel. But it's just, you know what I mean. But
100%.
I've done a Devolver one last year, and it's definitely necessary, isn't it?
It is, but it's a lot of fun, and they put, you know, they're really good at poking fun at the industry, and you know, poking fun at industry trends, and just not playing by the rules, and that's why they're such a brilliant publisher. And you know, they will have really good games to show. I think they've got 5 that they said they're going to show. So
5 new games. You know, that's pretty cool. And 2 release dates. I think I've been actually confirmed that I've actually been wrong, because I did say one of them would be Shadow Warrior, and I think I've now got that wrong, because I think they actually said it's going to be Phantom Abyss, the other one. But we shall see.
So tune in then. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for jumping in, Luke. I really do appreciate that, bro. And it's always so much fun hanging with you. So it was a little surprise. I didn't know you were going to do it. So what a little it gave me a little lift. It did. So yeah, thanks for coming by, and looking forward to that tomorrow with you and everything else that's coming up too. VJ, my friend, it's been so great doing with you today. Definitely a fun time, and I thought this one would be right up your street, and I do believe I've been proven right by your reaction to it at the end. So thanks again for being part of it, and if you'd like to shout yourself out, you feel free. If not, no worries. But yeah, just like to say thanks for being on, my friend.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on, Indy. I love being part of. I know I'm on a few shows. I've got a couple on Sunday. I'm with Boom on the reaction show. I don't know if I'll be doing much reacting, but
is that actual as it happens reaction kind of vibes?
Yeah. And then I'm with your best mate Stubbs Gaming on in the afternoon with Removable Sanity, Mr. Tushi on Sunday as well. But
cool.
I mean.
So 8 o'clock sort of vibes or whatever, like in the evening afterwards.
I have no idea. You know, I think no
YouTube
idea.
Might blow up on Sunday, I think.
I don't know about that, but I just love being on these sorts of shows. You know, at the forefront of incredible games coming out. You know, it's kind of really got my excitement going. And to be really honest with you, Indy, if you hadn't invited me on, I might have missed this show in its entirety. So I really appreciate it from that perspective as well, because it's opened my eyes.
Awesome, bro.
To some amazing games that are forthcoming. And the thing is that a lot of these games seem to be earmarked for this year, and we're already halfway through. And I just don't know how we're going to get to all of them. I know Luke will. Luke just bunk off work. And, I won't say anything, Luke, as long as you make me a small, large one. You know.
Pina coladas around, I think.
Yeah, let me do some joyriding in your joyriding around Jersey in your Capri gear, and then yeah, we're all good. But yeah, thanks again, Indy. I really appreciate it. Thanks for thinking of me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's incredible. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, buddy. Yeah, they only announced this like a couple of days ago, almost like their schedule was getting revealed, and then it was, like I say, a couple of days.
So well put together. So well put together, if that is the case.
I don't know where. I think it must have been.
I don't know where Norman Reedus was at the time, but yeah.
It's down a hole.
It thinks like he just had it emailed to him. Oh, you're on. Oh, where is it? I got the email. It should be there on your screen.
Like mid something else, isn't he? Just sort of half doing it. Like, yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, no, it's been fun. Like I say, perfect for this kind of show. I feel like it's that. I do really like what they've done with this, like the panel bringing together things, but I didn't spend too much time on fanning around either, if you know what I mean, with other stuff. It was well paced. It was a really nicely put together show. You can tell exactly the curation of games fits the mold nicely. Not that there's ever really a mold with indie games, but it kind of fits the kind of like outside of the normal mold, if that makes sense. I'm going off kilter here, but it's basically those games which are creative to the extreme, really, and they are just not bound by any constraints, which I feel like all of these games fitted that mold, if that makes sense. There's a better way to explain that, and I didn't do it there, but I think you know what I mean. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone who's joined us for this. It's been fun. Like VJ said, he didn't necessarily know much about this one, so that was one of the reasons I was really keen to do it, because it was an indie games focused indie games focused. I've got that in my idiolect there. Indie games focused show, and I definitely wanted to just put an extra little spotlight on it. Even though we only it's a small channel here, but we've got awesome people who came by and enjoyed it with us, and I hope you enjoyed it and got to check out a few games or some updates on games that you're looking forward to. But yeah, to shout out a few of you guys once more. Thank you very much for being here. The Hellboy, Meisuko, Boogeyman, Blismo81, Xbox Jesus. He's got that wish listed on. A nice one, my friend. Thanks for coming by as well. I know you're what we spoke about earlier, so we appreciate that. You and me spoke. So Blue Moon FC in the house. Thank you for being here, seeing us over the weekend. That is awesome. Yeah, it's going to be awesome times, my friend. Thanaros, Shizno Elite, Fastback in the house. He'll be joining for one of the streams on the Saturday, which is awesome. Looking forward to that. Dragon Wolf, my man, my Bush brother. Cybernox was in the house. Thank you for being here, bro. Who else did we have? And we had Max in the house again. I probably should start to learn your surname because you're in quite a lot. So I'm good, and I really appreciate that. So I need to go that mile to learn how to say that. I imagine it's some sort of, is it? I don't know what country that name's from. Maybe is it a Polish name or something? I don't know. I'm gonna learn your surname, my friend. I'm gonna make the effort. Andy Waring was in. Thank you for being here, my friend. Let's see, who else did we have? And we had Sushan the Shestra as well, and anyone else who came by. You're absolutely awesome. Thank you very much for coming by. Hope you're looking forward to the rest of the E3 Summer Game Fest kind of vibes. Lots to going on still. Soak it all up. Enjoy the goodness. Yeah, once again, thank you very much for all your support, guys. It means the world. And yeah, check out those scheduled streams on this channel, which we've got coming up tomorrow, and hopefully see you there for one of those as well. So yeah, thank you very much to the awesome panel once more. Luke and VJ, you're awesome. It was an awesome time with you today. And yeah, thanks again to the chat. And yeah, hopefully see you again real soon back on the channel for another live reaction of some indie goodness. First up will be the Guerrilla Collective tomorrow, and then Devolver. Bring it on, baby. Thanks again, guys. I will catch you again real soon. Have a great rest of your evening or day wherever you are. Later, guys.